I personally believe that basketball is Jesus' favorite sport. And I think he would be the GOAT of all hoopers. Not as a joke, not trying to be disrespectful. I actually think about it a lot. He was born different. It starts in a manger, not a hospital, not a 5-star facility, Bethlehem. Do you know what kind of player comes out of that? A dog. The kind who doesn't need the fancy gym or the best shoes. He shows up and puts in work. But here's the crazy part. Before he could even walk, kings were already shook. King Herod, the king of the region, heard a child was born and immediately felt threatened. He was pretty much Jesus's first hater. You don't get that reaction unless people can already sense this one is going to change everything. And the shepherds came running. Wise men traveled from the east following a star. That's your 5-star recruit energy. Before he played a single minute, the whole world was already watching. At 12 years old, Jesus slipped away from his parents in Jerusalem and had his parents shook. They didn't know where he was. And he went straight to the temple, sat down with the most educated scholars in Israel, and started asking questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers. That's your point guard with IQ so high the coaches can't stop talking about him. And when his parents finally found him and said, "We were worried sick," he didn't even flinch. He said, "Didn't you know I had to be about my father's business?" Even at 12, he already knew his assignment. He kept growing in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and man. That's your elite prospect who doesn't skip the development phase, but does the work in silence. And with that development, Jesus waited 30 years to pop out. Before his public ministry began, working as a carpenter, nobody knew what was coming of this. Then he stepped into the Jordan River, got baptized by his cousin John the Baptist, and the sky opened up. The Father, our God, co-signed him publicly right then. But immediately after that baptism, no rest, no celebration. The Spirit led him straight into the desert. 40 days, no food, no water, alone. And at his weakest point, the enemy pulled up for a 1v1. And bro thought he had a matchup. Even though Jesus felt weak, even though Jesus felt tired, this was going to be one of his defining moments. This wasn't just a test. This was a pickup game between good and evil. Satan brought his best moves, and Jesus answered every single one with the word of God. 3 possessions, 3 buckets. But let's not be fooled. The ministry was always the mission. And yes, we're talking about him as a hooper, but I don't want you to walk away with the wrong idea. Basketball was not his life. Ministry was. Basketball, the game, the IQ, the competitiveness, that was just a tool. 3 years of ministry that literally changed the world forever. He was preaching, walking through towns and villages, teaching in synagogues, proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom everywhere he went. He walked on water, calmed raging storm with just his voice, fed 5,000 people from 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and performed miracles right before the people's eyes. So yeah, if he was a hooper, he would have been the greatest, but basketball would still never really be the point. The gospel was the point, and basketball was how we spread the gospel. Every great player has a moment the night before the biggest game of their life where they sit alone and feel the full weight of what's coming. And I want you to really hear this. Jesus was nervous, not metaphorically, not figuratively. The Son of God on the night before the cross was so overwhelmed that his sweat became like drops of blood. He felt it all. And this is one of the first times we actually see the Son of Man feeling something like this. It's always very weird when you see your best player not being confident. He went to the garden and he prayed the same prayer 3 times, not once, 3 times. He did not want to do it, but he did it because he loves us. His disciples fell asleep during this time while he was praying. One of his 12 disciples betrayed him with a kiss. He was arrested, falsely tried, beaten, mocked, a crown of thorns pressed into his skull, which to this day, we just see it as a crown. But no, it was actually used to torture him. Beaten so badly, he could barely stand. He carried his own cross with these injuries. On the cross, he asked God to forgive the people crucifying him. made sure his mother was taken care of. When he finally said it is finished, the earth shook, the temple curtain tore from top to bottom, and even the soldiers who put him there couldn't deny what they had witnessed. And the crazy part is, even after that 1v1, after that cross and seeing Jesus die, the enemy thought he won. Everybody had counted out Jesus, including the enemy, not knowing that the biggest rematch of his life would soon come 3 days later. On the third morning, the earth shook again, and the angel descended, appearance like lightning, clothes white as snow. The guards collapsed in terror, the stone rolled back. And here's the thing, nobody saw Jesus walk out of the tomb, but we would imagine it would be something fire like this. We would imagine the enemy's face to look like this. This is the rematch the devil never saw coming. Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene and his disciples. Over 500 people saw him. He ate with them, walked with them. This wasn't a ghost story. He was physically, bodily resurrected. The rematch wasn't even close. And in my version of the story, if Jesus was a hooper, soon as he got out of that tomb, here goes Mary with his hooping bag. He laces up his shoes, grabs that ball, and it's time for the rematch. Straight out the gate, Jesus hits the enemy with a mean hezzy that got him up off his feet. Not only was he getting buckets in his face, he ended the game with a dunk that electrified all the people watching. He put the world on notice that he is here, and he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time. But if there was an NBA back then, I don't think he would be like the greatest in the NBA. He would be the street baller that every NBA player admired and wanted to play like. He doesn't play in the system. He would just be out here hooping, taking names, doing ministry in the name of God. I hope you guys enjoyed this story because I actually had a really fun time making it. Press the like button, share it with somebody, share it with all your other hoopers, friends, kids, family members, because I'm sure they'll like it too. I appreciate you guys for watching.